Yes, I know I cocked it up. I got my times mixed up. We should have been here 40 minutes ago for the start of this match. 40 minutes ago I was actually just starting to eat my dinner. I thought it was 7 o'clock, but it was actually 6 o'clock it started. And this is a third round match, I think it is. Let's have a quick check. Yep, it's a round 3 match between Spectredawn and Bankster. Bankster's a player I've never seen. Race to 14, it's 10 ball, all combos, and banks should be called. It's winner breaks, 1 minute shot clock, 60-second extension, and no jump cues. Good evening. Yeah, totally cocked up my times. I actually fell asleep at 5:30, and then I had my dinner, and then I was coming here all set for 7 o'clock, and then two people had PM me, tell me the match had started, and then I opened my eyes and looked at the bracket and saw that it was 6 o'clock. Yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot. I've just started streaming a minute ago. So anyway, it looks, well, Bankster's now got a 2-rack lead. Now let's find out where this fella's from. Q8, I'll believe that when I see it. And Spectredawn from England. So Spectredawn finding himself 2 racks down. Good evening, guys. I should have been here a while ago, but in case you haven't heard, I cocked it up. Totally got my time wrong. Well, I don't know who this fella Bankster is. I'd be very surprised if he's from Kuwait. I mean, that's like VP Monster with his Bob Put at Swana flag. I mean, you never go by what the flag says. But Bankster's missed a kick. Ball in hand. Well, I've yet to make that judgment. We'll see what he does. If he gets an open table, whether he can take it out. I've never seen him shoot a ball at all. Now that 6 ball, I need to sort my mouse again. Oh, now I'm too low. That's better. Well, the thing with this shot is avoiding the 10, and that was the problem. And now, if things like this have been happening to Spectredawn, this is exactly how you end up losing. Rack after rack, where you just don't fall into shape, and then the opponent just comes in and pots the last 2 or 3 balls, and that's the rack 1. And this 7's going to be coming into play. So now's a chance to see what Bankster can do. He needs to get right down the right hand side as far as he dare for this 8 ball, I think, because if he stays up there, he's going to be hard pushed to get on the 9. Well, in the end he didn't make any decision there, because he's neither here nor there on the 8 ball, and he's left the 7 hanging. Now this is a shot I was talking about Bankster playing. He needed to be brave to get right down the right hand side, because that way you can just go through and off the 2 rails. I finished that a long while ago. Red Dead Redemption 2. to get to the first save point. It auto saves after every mission that you do, if I remember rightly. God, I finished that. I played it solid for like about 3-4 days and finished it all. Well, finished all the main missions, finished all the storyline, played a little bit of online, and then left it alone. I haven't been near it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So, back to within one Spectredawn. The game, I mean, if you shut the game down and start the game's gonna, you can go in and look at all the, you go look at your log and you'll see all the missions that you've done. So it's automatically saving the game. Most games are like that nowadays anyway, where they work on an autosave basis. So, Spectredawn at the table again. Let's look at this 9. Well, that 9's going to be difficult to get to. Although, if you get straight on this 7, you can certainly get down far enough to make the pot in the 9. Of course, the other thing about Red Dead Redemption, there are choices that you make during the story that will change the path of the story. It depends what you do. You know, you're given the choice to either let somebody go or kill them. And I think Spectredawn has got as good as he can. Would have liked to have been a wee bit higher up. And he's going to have to leave a cut in the tent, but this to get back all square. So Bankster's lead has now gone, and Spectredawn breaking rack number 13. 1 ball going in, 5 ball I think went into the right middle, and no shot in the 2, but again you should nail Bankster to the 7 because he can push the 2 through and get that cue ball tight like that. That's how you want to put a cue ball onto an object ball, really tight, because you reduce all the angles available. Although there might be the angle around the 8. Well, he's just banked across, and well, what an outcome. Now I can't even kick from the top rail because he's just going to the pocket, so, and he can't get to the left rail to kick it from across. So the big question is if Spectredawn even hits this and doesn't get it safe, it gives us a chance to see what Bankster can do, because we haven't really seen that yet. So ball in hand. Good evening. Well, we've missed the first 9 racks, I think, or the first 10 racks in this match, because we cocked up the start time, or I should say I did. So just a little, he wants to drop through far enough. He needs to get that angle from the 4 if he's going to drop through, he's got to get it pretty good. Let's have a look at what his choice is here. No, even that narrow angle on the 4 isn't great. He may well just draw right back. And now it's going to be just as hard to get anywhere near the 6. This is going to be tough. Yeah. Once you use power and you hit those jaws, we all know what happens. It's got to be clean. And Spectredawn though can either chip it with a little bit of left or go right like that and take the risk of scratching like that. So once again, it's a second bite at the cherry for Bankster, and this time he's got the problem to deal with from the 8 to the 9, so he wants to, well, he's going about it the long way again, but that needs to come out, and if it does, he can hold it for the 8. Let's have a look. Well, I think he'd be better running between the 10 and the 8 and around the corner and out to the right. That looks like the safest route. I see again he's going about it the wrong way. Well, as I say, I can't assume that Spectredawn would be the favourite because I've never seen this fella play. But from what I've seen there, I mean, he's chosen the wrong shot there and way out of line on the 8. Things like that give me the impression that this possibly could be as far as he's going to go on the winner's side, because he should have just went between the 8, was it the 8 and the 10 there to get on to, or whatever it was, to get round for the 8, sorry. So Spectredawn from 6-4 behind is now going to go into the lead. But again, just the basic shot choice has been wrong in a couple of choices we've seen from Bankster. Not the way you should be going about it, and that's why he's now lost the lead. Well, this is a bit of a mess. It's dry from Spectredawn, and Spectredawn should be in trouble in a second or two. That one ball can get pushed through and the cue ball can go on to the 8. Well, again, it's as if there was no real idea what he was attempting there at all. Although with this mess that we have at the bottom left, it's not going to be easy for Spectredawn. He can stun through the gap. It's only going to get him near the 3. It's not really going to give him a pot, I don't think, unless he actually tries to disturb something here. Well, it's went wrong because he's actually hit the 5, so that's a miscall. And Bankster can either play from here or put Spectredawn back in, but the cut is on in the 2. 3 doesn't go. And I think he's going to get lucky, or is he? Well, it's just enough showing on the 2 ball. I think there's enough there to pot it, but the 3's really locked up by the 6. And this is not particularly easy to get safe. Yeah, that's about all he could do. Now what's happened here? Well, Spectredawn can see the 3, and there is a tiny gap there to get that 4 between the 7 and the 3 between the 7 and 4, but it is so tight. I think he's maybe trying a billiard in the 4. That maybe is what he's thinking on. Yeah, he still hasn't made up his mind. But that looks the easiest shot, but he's just got to get lucky that he's still, well, he's made his mind up, he's calling the 3. But I think the 4, the billiard in the 4 looks easier, but you just don't know about getting on the next ball. He'll take that though. Oh, he's got to kick from the right rail. I mean, where's the angle to get to that 3? Let's have a look. Well, the angle's not there, so he's got to kick from that second diamond. Well, he's went 2 rails. That's excellent. Take my hat off to him for that one. He went the hard way and he got it. And maybe that 4 ball would have been in the way of the single rail bank anyway, so in the end he made the right choice. And that's not a bad safety either. So just a 1 rack lead for Spectredawn. Well, if that doesn't get to the pocket, then it's perfectly safe. It's a tough cut. Now he could go thin off the right edge of that 4, but he'd be pushing it near the pocket, but try and get the cue ball and use cover behind the 6-9 to block the path towards the 4. That'd be one option, but it's got to be played at dead weight and accurate. Well, he's hit that far too hard. Yeah, the touch that you require to play half decent safety shots, Bankster's is lacking on that from what I've seen so far, and it's just given Spectredawn a free go. So if you can't pick out safeties, again you're just feeding the shark. As I said in a previous match, you're just leaving the table wide open and giving him a free go, and this is another rack that's more or less just been thrown away in one shot there. It certainly looks like it. But I've seen enough so far to come to the conclusion that Bankster is pretty short on the getting quality safeties. Certainly the other problem that causes that is not having great touch with that cue ball. And he could be one of these players again who's just playing on a default sensitivity setting and has never ever adjusted it. Well, good evening, welcome to all the latecomers, and that includes me. Well, the 10 ball hanging and it's dry, and Bankster comes to the table, and well, whatever he does, he's going to have to try and pot that 10 one way or another, or just play a push out and pot it. So tactically he has to be wise of the situation here, and my advice to him would be to, well, he's calling the 10, it's a risky shot, but he can certainly stun into it, but he needs to get it moved, because if he doesn't get this safe and that 1 ball's hanging anywhere around, it's going to go in. Well, he's tried to get it safe, and I think he has. That's pretty good. And Spectredawn, again, that shows you you've got somebody who is thinking about what they're doing, and he's quite happy to give Bankster ball in hand, playing the deliberate foul, getting rid of the 10 ball, getting it on, spotted, and of course it's locked up against the 5. So Spectredawn is basically putting the ball into Bankster's court and saying, right, let's see what you can do. We'll give you the chance to run out. Because it's unlikely that Bankster's going to be able to do that. That 4 ball is going to be extremely tight to go past the 8. Let's have a look. Well, it will go. It will go. It's got to be played gentle and tight to the rail, because it's going to brush onto that 8 probably, and if he gets it with the right pace it will drop in. And then the next problem is the 5 ball. Yeah. Now what does he do? Well, I'd call the bank and cross bank it. That's what he's doing. Well, let's see if he can live up to his name again, because this is a good cross bank, this 5 ball, but it's very tight to that 9. Maybe too tight. Well, he's went for the bank itself, but at that angle it was never on. Spectredawn has a tough 5. More than likely going to leave the high cut in the 6, because it's not really worth risking trying to do anything much with the cue ball. It's more focused on the 5 and getting it into the pocket that's the concern here. I mean, the line of that 10 and 9 ball, Spectredawn wants to get the cue ball just above that line, somewhere like that. Maybe a straighter line than that though. He wanted to be like there to make this cut. He's still got the cut. It's just going to be a wee bit finer. And I think the 7 is in line for the corner pocket. Well, he's looking at it in the middle instead. Now, I say he should be home and dry, although I think he's a bit straight, so he may well just draw back across. I don't know whether he wants to go up the table. Well, he seems to like to get in these positions. These shots are not a certainty. I thought he'd have been better just drawing back and playing that 9 into the right middle, but he definitely sees shots differently. Makes it tougher, but he's in good shape in the 10. And now the gap goes to 3. So Spectredawn pulling away from Bankster. And well, the 10 ball must have went in there, because I heard something dropping and it's been respotted. That's not going to get there, going to the rail too soon, but it's another opportunity for Bankster. And of course, remember that last rack there, Spectredawn potted the 10 deliberately, gave Bankster ball in hand to try and run out, and couldn't get it done. So it was the right choice by Spectredawn. Last rack. Well, this is a perfect angle for the 4 into the right middle, and if he gets the right angle on this 4, he can drop right through to the bottom rail for the 5. He just doesn't want to overhit this. I don't know whether he wants to try and come back and take it in the other middle, but the right middle looks like the best one, like that. And now he can, well, I think he can go forward, but if he goes forward, he's going to leave him a narrow angle on the 5. He can stun, but he needs to hit it pretty hard to get there, and he's not got much room for manoeuvre, so this is not a dead certainty. If he goes forward, it's going to be very tight, and if he tries to come off the rail and come in behind it, well, he's played it perfect. I don't think he could have played that any better. That's worked out absolutely plumb perfect. Now he needs to just force through enough to make sure he moves anything out the way, like that 7 ball. Let's see whether he needs to. Well, he's going to have to, but he wants to miss the 9 and hit the 7. He doesn't want to hit the 9. Well, he's looking if he's drawing. He's not risking going into the 7. I don't think that's that difficult, just to push the 7 out the way and leave yourself on the 6. Well, he's in the end he's hit the 9, but he's hit it enough to clear it. But this is a tough one. Not an easy run out, especially with this position. But now he's in no danger of the scratch because he's really close to the middle pocket, and if he comes across to the right, he should be fine. Well, he's babied the 6 ball in, and again he's left the bedhead shot here. You don't want too many of these. Well, again, you know, I've said this before, at some point you're going to run out of shots, and that's a perfect example there. But can Bankster take advantage, Spectredawn take advantage of it? I'm getting my players mixed up already as well. Yeah, everybody knows what the bedhead shot is. Everybody knows what the Cobra shot is in a 10 ball, and everybody knows what a Potman shot is. And what's the Potman shot? That shows you never watched Potman's match. He had 5 attempts at pushing a ball to get safe, and he couldn't get a ball to a rail 5 times in a match. So I christened it the Potman shot. Well, the Stubby shot is pretty much similar to the bedhead shot, because Stubb doesn't get himself in half the positions he should be and ends up trying to pot his way out of trouble all the time. That's why he isn't winning these big tournaments. But the important score here is Spectredawn is now in double figures, a 4-rack lead, and it's a tall order for Bankster. I would love to have seen what happened in the first half of this match, whether it was good potting from Bankster or whether it was just carelessness from Spectredawn that's kept Bankster in the match up until then. Because from what I've seen so far, there's not been an awful lot to impress about Bankster. And once again, the safety is so poor. I mean, he's played 2 or 3 safeties, and they have been very low grade to get your opponent in any sort of trouble, so that's where he's slipping up badly as well. Stay up tomorrow night, don't talk so much crap stuff. I mean, that's 2:30 in the morning or whatever at the time it is, and I'm at work. I'm out my bed at 4:30 in the morning. If somebody records it, I'll watch it. Not that anybody will be up at that time either to watch it. So Spectredawn, well, really, the one he's just got to be careful with is potting the 5 and making sure he's on the 6. And problem with that is the way he's hooked on it. Well, that was an excellent outcome, and that's why you should always call a pocket when you're kicking. The one that it's most likely to go in is the one you should be calling, and Spectredawn did it and got the reward. Another little tester. And it's now looking comfortable for Spectredawn. 11-6. I think when I joined the room it was already, or it was pretty much 6-4 to Bankster, so I've not seen him win a rat yet. I think I've changed Spectredawn's fortunes. Normally I jinx everybody. I think I've jinxed Bankster big time. Yeah, I have jinxed the poor guy big time by joining the room. It is 7 in a row for Spectredawn, but he's been ably assisted by Bankster with poor shot choices and really poor safeties. The safety is non-existent most of the time, and that ain't going to get you very far in this tournament with the quality of players that are lurking in the background waiting to pounce. Simple roll through for the 4, but the only problem on the 4 is getting it clean and avoiding hitting the 6 to get back up for the 5. That's the only problem, and he's fine. He's got the perfect angle. He can just go around the corner, 2 rails. Well, he's drawn it again. Again, Spectredawn has got a weird way of picking shots here, because you go around the angles with a bit of left hand side, you avoid the 6 and you come down this right hand side of the 5, and he's playing like stub, and you can only pull out so many shots before you run out. And well, he's on the 7, but unconventionally. Listen, you know and I know that isn't the way you would play that shot to get on that 6 ball. You look at the space he had there, forward and around the angles and over to the right, and you're on the 6 ball, not the way he did it. He's making it tough, but he's getting them in the hole, and he just has to keep doing that throughout the tournament. Well, good evening to all the latecomers. If anybody else, I'll say that again, if anybody else has arrived. Oh, I see Mark's there. That was a heavy break. Oh, not many balls moved there in that break. In fact, it's an illegal break. 4 balls didn't get to the rail. So, ball in hand for Bankster, and no prizes for guessing what he's doing here. And there's a good chance that Spectredawn could be in a fair bit of trouble here if Bankster can play some decent safeties. Good evening, Albie. Why did you set your match for 9:30? That's my bedtime. I so much wanted to stream that match, and now I won't be able to get it. If you'd set it for 8 o'clock, I would have watched it all. Went to my bed about 10 o'clock, but if you're starting at 9:30, that's too late. I did the right thing there. But Spectredawn is obviously going to call the kick for the 2. And can he get past that 9 to make the angle? Yeah, he can. So, is that Spectredawn now in 2 fouls, or am I just getting mixed up? Because I think Bankster potted a ball after the first foul and then played the safety, and now Spectredawn has played another shot, and that should be him in 2 fouls, if I'm thinking correctly here. And if Bankster can nail this cue ball, well, he's going for the 10. But I think it would have been easier to push the 3 through and stick him in behind the 9 and 10. No, Moz Duffman doesn't stream anybody else's matches. He only streams Moz's matches. Is it Moz? Who the hell's Albinario playing? It is Moz, isn't it? I've forgotten. I've forgotten who it is he's playing. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Yeah, Duffman will be streaming that. I'll watch it the next day when I get home. And now the shoes in the other foot. Spectredawn has Bankster tied up. Now he'll call the 3. How does that look? That will cut. It will definitely cut. Yes, I've had another version of it sent through. In fact, I thought it would have cut. Steve sent me a new version yesterday, and he's fixed the bracket where you can click on the little circle that will take you into a room. I was doing that last night because we had three different matches going on, not exactly at the same time, but they did overlap, and I was jumping backward and forward on the bracket to each room. So this one has had one of the main bugs fixed in it. What, you think you had COVID, Stub? Yeah, well, if Steve's happy with the internal browser, then I don't know whether he'll switch it back on again. But it's handy for me when I'm streaming so that I can, if I do have matches run at the same time, it's easy just to jump from one to the other to have a quick look at what's happening. Well, once again, Bankster's yet to win a rack since I joined this match late, and it's been 8 racks in a row for Spectredawn, and finally he's run out of shots, but he's got it safe. This is the one that's the toughie. You should get well into the cue ball here. Well, but you didn't have a cough. I mean, the symptoms are a temperature, a persistent cough. Well, there's a gift for Spectredawn again. And Spectredawn is just going to be 1 rack away to the next round. We'll have a look at the bracket before we go, because this will be all that is on tonight as far as I'm aware. Well, it doesn't affect generally, the general rule is it doesn't affect teenagers, kids like Stub, as badly as it does adults. I mean, Stub's only 12 years old, so you'd expect him not to have as severe symptoms as adults. Well, Bankster, you're making a big mistake being in the stream, because I'm just ripping you to shreds in this. I mean, since I joined the match, you haven't won a rack. Well, there's a lifeline there for Bankster. It's that 9 ball hiding behind the tent. And well, one thing's for certain, that if Spectredawn can't go on the 9, which he can't, then if he gets it full in the face, he'll have Bankster in a lot of trouble behind the tent. So Spectredawn's got one chance here to disturb the 9 and 10 off this 8 ball, but he's a bit straight on the 6. Let's see what he's got. Well, he can get there with a bit of spin, push this 8 in, get the spin going. Didn't quite get it enough, and he may well call the 10 and go for a kick if he's going to go all out just to try and finish the match. But it's not exactly set, but he's not got an awful lot of options. He could try a cross bank, but he's in danger of the double kiss. And the ball just got to a rail there. So Bankster with one chance here to pick that angle and get the cue ball up the table, and it should be a rack on the board, or the first one in a long time to stay alive in the match. What's today's date? This is 17th, isn't it? So I know there's 1 or 2 matches in a couple of days' time. I'll just refresh my memory after this match is finished. We'll have a look at the bracket. Spectredawn trying to get a path round for the 2. While you're on, Bankster, you're definitely not from Kuwait. Who are you trying to kid with that flag? Well, that possibly could be Bankster's last shot there. Ball in hand for Spectredawn. It's just going to be either the roll through to the side rail or the draw, whichever he likes. Well, he went for the combo. Did he call the 10 there? I never noticed Spectredawn actually calling the 10 ball there. Well, that's worked out better. And that's worked out even better. Spectredawn gets the hit in the 2, gets it safe. Well, it's a straightforward enough kick if he can make the angle from the side rail, which he can. Is that the last one this time? Spectredawn with ball in hand. Now the 4 ball is interesting because it doesn't need to move. It goes past the 10. So once he clears the 2, 3 down the rail, but not even going for it. Spectredawn's making his mind up. He's going for the 3 fouls. Could easily have went for the run out there. Yeah, Tin obviously hasn't looked at the score to realise that the match is almost over. Well, Bankster, I think, is contemplating trying to tie a ball up here. Just unlucky there. Almost got the line. Now, what's Spectredawn going to do here? I mean, the fact that he didn't go for the run out, and really the table hasn't changed much at all since his last visit, so what's to stop him from going for the run out now? Yeah, he's definitely going for the 3 fouls, and that'll be a missed call, so it's backfired on Spectredawn. And now Bankster can either play or put Spectredawn back in. So the thing is the missed call isn't classed as a foul. So as far as I can work out, Bankster's still in 2 fouls. That's an interesting query. I don't think that affects the position or the fact that Bankster's in 2 fouls. Well, Spectredawn has to be careful here if he's going for the draw shot off the side rail. You know, he's going around the angles, and if he gets this flush, he'll have the 4-10, and I don't think he could have asked for that ball to be put any better. So this for the match, and he should be getting this in without any difficulty. So in goes the 10, and the result is Spectredawn wins the match by 14 racks to 7. So let's look at the bracket. We'll refresh that, and that match will update in a sec. But in the meantime, we've got the match on Saturday night, I think that is, at 9:30. The round 3 match between Moz and Albinario, and those who want to watch and listen to Moz and Duffman, that's on Duffman's channel on Twitch. Just make a note of it if you haven't already got it. It's lowercase Duffman, DUFFMAN 2605, no spaces at all, and that will take you to his channel on Twitch, and you can watch and listen to them on Saturday night. We have Acero lying in wait in round 4 for the winner of that match. So again, things are hotting up on the winner's side. Some big matches to come. We have Semi-Pro lying in wait for the winner between LS3 and Stub, and that is going to be what's that, 2 o'clock on Saturday morning, I think it is. And further down, Mooncake is to arrange his match with Spectredawn, who's just been advanced. So again, another good match up. And further down, we've got Sky Bitter and Jover arranged to play, and I think that's Saturday afternoon. I'll be able to get that one. And as we go further down, Hazard is lying in wait for the winner of that match, and that covers the winner's side. I think the one loss side is pretty clean. Oh no, wait a minute, there's one there. We've got a match, I think that's next week, because the deadline date's the 25th of September. That's 4 PM in the afternoon between Winketme and Miasma. And looking further up the one loss side, we've got that's Sunday night, I think, the one loss side match between Keith from Northern Ireland and Cobra from England. I will be there for that one, so that is a good matchup. There's a revenge matchup going on with these two guys. Keith was put to the one loss side in the 9-ball Masters by Cobra, and then Keith come through the one loss side and beat Cobra in the final. So there's revenge at hand here for either of them, but somebody's going to have to go. So that is probably the biggest match over the next few days, apart from Albadaria's match with Moz. And that covers it all, guys. So with that, it's been short and sweet tonight. Thanks for those of you that joined. Apologies for cocking up when the match was going to start. That was totally my doing. But hopefully you can join us for some of these matches over the next week or so. I'll be there. I hope you can as well. And in the meantime, take care, stay safe, keep your distance, and I'll see you all again soon. I'll bid you good night.